CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
You know how, like, butterflies have, like, eye spots where they're supposed to look like, oh, this is like a tiger or whatever, right? Helter has more like that than, like, eyes anymore.
And when you get into your cockpit, there are chocolates up there.
Tansy just, like, breaks down, sobbing when she sees that.
Everyone always talks to me and they're like, hey, you know, you're an AI, or I'm whatever I am.
You know the saying, worm, don't bite the hand that feeds you? But I have found that sometimes you need more than the food that they will give you in order to move forward. And a hand can make a fine meal.
I would like to spend a drive clock that I have, a drive clock that Worm has, to change the status of verbal acquisition to becoming the commanding officer of the Farm Upstate. My new drive is privatization, and I think that we should incorporate the Farm Upstate into a private company, of which the four of us are the board. We should split from the DFS, and we could be selling arms to all three sides of this war, and I think we're gonna make so much more money this way. So I'm just gonna put the new drive clock privatize, and I will be trying to convince all of you to go into the private sector with me, and become the arms manufacturers for the entire war instead of just for one side of it. I think it's gonna be great. All of this to say, Tansy, do you want to cut loose with me?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
In order to privatize, one of the problems you're going to have to overcome is you're going to have to find a base.
Okay, yeah, new base. Yeah,
it's a
okay.
new base of operations, yeah.
Right, this is DFS headquarters. They probably wouldn't be happy with us.
I'm also going to need 3 drive clocks to do this, which means I'm going to be doing a lot of work trying to convince y'all to come along with me.
Speaking of which, let's cut loose.
Base.
Are we going to find out, like, what was the result of, like, the mock battle on the fandom? Like, is there any kind of, like, social media update that could, like, pop up at some point during a scene that Tansy is in? Okay. So,
I'm going to say something really silly, like, it's going to show up in the scene that you want it to be in, and I have lots of material for that.
Tansy is, you know, in her black hair, black beard, skull makeup, and she is sweating real hard at this point. She is glistening. She is heaving giant hunks of scrap and grunting. Still, yeah, that's what you see.
Mm-hmm. Hell yes, we love stonks. Yeah, so I think is just like when you finally notice Verbal is just like leaning against something, like watching you.
Okay. Like from how far away?
Close enough that we can have a conversation, I think. I think it's probably like behind you sort of thing, so that like we're within talking distance.
Okay, so Tansy picks up something that looks like a cross between a refrigerator door and a javelin. Use your imagination. Theater of the mind. And she kind of whirls around, like, ready to let it fly, and Verbal is right there, so she kind of stops mid. Oh, sorry, you... yeah, and she just kind of drops it, thuds heavily.
Who'd you lose?
What?
Who'd you lose?
What are you talking about? And she just turns her back.
You were prepared to open fire, on a warehouse full of starving civilians, which means you really fucking hate the Jovangelians. And I could piece together they took someone from you. So, who did you lose?
What are you, like a shrink or something? Like, I don't have to tell you anything, man. Just
Okay. If I'm not your shrink, can we gesture that maybe we could be friends? Is it weird that I would care about my squad mates? Like,
This isn't the first time you've said this to me, and yeah, I think it is a little bit weird. And she kind of stops. She's like, realizes that that doesn't make sense, but she's not gonna like take it back.
Hey, Tansy, you're saying it's weird that people could care about you?
Yeah, well, I guess it's pretty obvious that I'm really fucked up, you know, like...
Is that what the goth look is about? Like, just want to let us all know how fucked up you are, or... How many more times can I push the question, who did you lose, before you're gonna finish throwing that fridge door javelin at me?
I don't talk like this all the time because I think it's fun or whatever. It's because literally before my makeup influencing page blew up, I was trying to do videos just as myself and no one cared because I guess, like, I don't know, I'm a little too chubby. I'm a girl with a beard. I look weird. But I randomly did a video one day where I did it in this accent and everyone fucking loved it. It went viral, and so I've had to just keep it up for this whole time. It's like this fake fucking persona, and I don't know, I just feel like it really warped my whole perception of myself, and I don't even know, why am I here? Why am I even here? You're right, I almost killed a bunch of fucking people. What the
It sounds really fucking exhausting to keep that up, Tansy.
God, how are you always so good at getting people to talk? It's like you have a superpower or something. It's so annoying.
Yeah, but I can't do makeup
she's
for
smiling.
shit. I get the eyeliner and I can't match one eye to the other eye, and it's embarrassing every time. I also drive a truck. I don't know if you've noticed. I can't pilot the RVs. It's beyond me, but, you know.
If you want, I could do your makeup for you one day.
I would honestly love that. That sounds so sick. Also, when you said I'm a girl with a beard and I look weird, I just want to be clear. You look fucking awesome. Like, can we just be clear about how good your makeup looks are? Like,
thank you. And
don't
listen, I know.
Don't think that comes because of a funny voice, okay? Like, let's just.
No, I know that. I know. I'm happy with how I look. I love how I look, but I'm just saying that out there, people are judgy.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck, Verbal. This is so fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like it's taking a real toll on you, and I think you gotta... I know you can't let this go. Like, I'm not pretending for a second. We just like, oh yeah, I'm over my grief now. Like, that's nonsense. Like, we're gonna carry that forever. But you gotta find ways to, like, put it down sometimes.
I don't really want to think about it right now.
Can I ask if that box of chocolates been opened yet?
Tansy pulls out the box of chocolates that she's put in her jacket pocket that is hanging off of like an I-beam. It's not sweaty and melted, that's what I'm getting at. And yeah, she opens it and offers to Verbal.
Verbo's like one of those people who's gonna read every single, like, you know, the like guide to the chocolates on the top is like going through and like checking the ingredients of every single one to find, like, you know, the best chocolate that everyone like wants when you open the thing. It's like the orange cream or whatever. It's the one without like nuts. Is like always the first one to go, right? And is gonna take that one, like finds the best one. I think I just want to say like one more thing maybe, which is like, as we're eating, like I'm eating the chocolate and I'm like gesturing to the box. I'm like, it's from Cafe, or it's a good way. People can help you carry it more easily than you can carry it alone. Just, you know, keep it in mind.
Yeah, she's just so nice, and I'm so this. Sorry, she just shoves like a dark chocolate in her mouth.
If she's as good as you think she is, and she cares about you, you should know that says something pretty substantial about you. Please don't kill any civilians. It's miserable out there. Hey, thanks for chatting.
I kind of hate how good you are at not making me feel mad. And she throws a chocolate at him, or at them, sorry.
Does not catch it. Like, is not good enough to do that.
So do we want to roll to see how that went?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut loose. It's only a 2. That's okay. It wasn't really for me, that scene. Like, it was not my stress I was trying to reduce.
So I have an initial idea, but it is kind of dependent on, does Worm know that Verbal's, like, a hostile...
hostile takeover? You got
hostile
it.
Takeover? Yeah. Corporate hostile takeover. Hostile takeover means something different in a world where we are very armed with guns. Does Worm know that this is imminent?
I think you know that my becoming the commanding officer is. I don't think we've talked about the idea of, like, turning this into a private arms company is.
No, yeah. Because I have an idea that would make a lot of sense if Worm knows about the hostile takeover, but doesn't know about the corporatization.
Hell yes.
Which is very... God, I love playing RPGs. It's very Worm to do something based on what little I know and no forethought. Here's my thought. What if I start a long-term project to research that antenna that Logan has been asking us to research, and finish it as fast as possible, only to report it under Logan, or not under Logan, under Verbal, so that Verbal can claim that there already is a productivity increase.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm taking notes.
I love it. I love it.
I think that might be a study. And how much supply do we have left? Has someone been keeping track?
So we have 3 supply points from your collect, and we also have 1 free downtime action from our cohort can help out with long-term project.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do long-term project on this, and that would be spending personnel. Okay, great. So yes, this is a long-term project for Worm.
Let me just frame this conversation, right? We're gonna make this a 12-tick project, right?
Oh God!
But every time you work on it, you're gonna learn something new.
So I'm gonna rush this as fast as I fucking can. I may not spend all of it because I know other people have plans, but
you're gonna get something.
I'm gonna get something. Let's see, what's the most I can get? Because a critical hit on this, that's 2 6s, right? That gets you 5. So that would, even best case scenario, this does not get me all the way.
I mean, you could potentially do it in 3 actions.
That is true, which God knows we can afford. I'm just going to spend 1 personnel for this, just to get a +1D. That's a 5.
This antenna is a big hard drive that syncs with other of its kind and seems to have all of the Calazar data on it.
Oh.
Wait, like the media?
Like the show?
Itself, or the faction?
The technology they use to go from planet to planet. Who is where? What is where? What equipment they have? How it's built? What the plans are for the show?
It's their production manager.
I think I'm gonna message, like, Helter and Verbal and just be like, hey, guys, I think we should have looked into this earlier.
You just get a message back from Verbal like that is like, I have been fucking busy, my dude.
Helter sends back, like, a smiley face. But it's not an
eyes
emoji.
On the smiley face aren't there.
It's not an emoji. It's like the colon parentheses smiley face.
Yes. I think Worm sends back one of those, like, extremely ugly iOS emojis that are, like, of a character that looks vaguely like your face.
Yeah.
Which is very notable because she could get it to look exactly like your face.
That's what you get, Worm.
Great. I see why everyone wanted us to do this.
Tansy, what's your downtime? Your social media is blowing up. Everybody's talking about this amazing new CalazCon mech that is absolutely probably going to be in the next season, and people who were in the Praxian district got what is probably the sneak peek of like the next awesomeness coming down from CalazCon. And it looks just like you. Everybody thinks it is so cool. And like people are saying that like it transformed, and like folks are like, that's impossible. No. And people are like, yeah. But there's only grainy footage of the transformed form. And so many people are like, I would like I'd pay money to see that new altered form, like clearly.
From a story sense, I feel like this makes sense for Tansy to find out like when she's in the cockpit, like after she's done crying, and she like checks the feed. Does that make sense? Yeah. Is there any videos uploaded of the Kitty Hawk like flying towards that building?
Not in context.
Not in context, right. Okay, cool. But yeah, you just see, okay, so you don't really you don't see it like narrowly missing, like crashing into the building, swerving away, or you do see
what you do see is you're totally buzzing the audience, and there is somebody who's at that building with their camera on, and like they get such a good look at you.
Got it. Okay, got it. Okay, well, I think that's enough for Tansy to kind of like piece together what that is. And yeah, she gets real upset, and she climbs out of her mech to find that scrap heap. I guess I'd take a drive clock against my will. I guess Tansy, to be explicit, like Tansy is seeing like her previous goal, her drive to become a character in CalazCon or inspire a character is pretty fucking stupid, and she's mad at herself. But it looks like, once it's out there, you can't control what social media will do.
Really? So. Is that real?
Her drive clock is almost full.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know that that's an action, really? Unfortunately. No, drive clocks, you either have to fulfill a long-term project or you get one per mission. They don't just like...
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Damn. Okay. Delete. So I actually do have on my sheet that one of my contacts that I have a positive relationship with is a bubbly journalist. Yep. So can we go to the Patreon names?
We have Iron and Smoke, Fuel and Fire.
Okay.
Billiam Downing Gull, and Cloud9, and Bad Vibes.
Wait, Cloud9?
We've got so many bad vibes.
Cloud9.
Okay, it's definitely Cloud9 for sure. That's such a bubbly journalist name. Okay. Thank you, Patreon subscriber, for that amazing submission for a name. Yeah, so I guess so at the end result of that, of Tansy finding out the social media response to her AV and her piloting, is going to be, I have to get Cloud9 to... How does this work though? If this long-term project is counter to my drive clock, does it still fill the drive clock? That's weird. If my long-term project is directly counter to my drive clock, then I can't use it to fill my drive clock, right?
I think you can. It would just change the way that you spend your drive clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because purely mechanically, the narrative context doesn't matter. And I think we've made enough narrative context of this happening to you regardless.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it being out of your control is a very interesting version of a drive clock, for sure.
Okay, cool. Has there been any name proposed for this character? Like, are people not there yet? I'm just kind of like, how should I name
nothing
this?
nobody has coalesced. I think
Got it.
The biggest thing that people are talking about is the cotton candy wonder, but that name isn't great.
No, it's not. Okay, so I'm gonna say that my new long-term project is get Cloud9 to nerf the Kitty Hawk story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that's gonna be a 4 because you were very public.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So let's go ahead and roll.
And number of dice is 6. No, it's not 6. Fuck that. But my first die that I rolled was a 6, so I was hoping for a 6, and that's why I said it.
Nice. And then, yeah, you could just spend 1 supply point to, like, turn that into a crit and finish the clock.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. So it's filled, and my ticked drive clock remains.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. No, it's good to play by the actual rules of the game.
And also now we have like a bubbly journalist who is like nerfing stories, which
Yes.
is a good contact to have.
Good contact to have if we want to become arms dealers.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait for my profile piece in The Economist.
Helter, what are we doing?
I want to establish a contact. I want to establish knowing someone who is or was a propagandist.
It sounds like Cloud9.
Conservation of narrative utility, baby.
Yeah.
And what's the word you're trying to put out?
I want to find other, like, transhumanists.
You're trying to get people to come out of the woodworks. Okay, so maybe this is going to be a slag transhumanist article to get op-eds in response. If you do this, you're going to get a tick to your drive clock. What's at stake is people will definitely come out of the woodworks. The question is, will the public be swayed by this in a positive or negative direction?
Okay, great. So that's 1 dice because of the
That's the devil's bargain,
right?
and then you can push.
Okay, I'll push myself.
Okay.
Why not?
What's another scar?
I got 2 4s.
2 4s, perfect. Put a tick on your drive clock. Yeah, Cloud9 is a little weirded out because did you actually give them an interview before?
Yes.
And were you expected to survive?
Yes, I think this was after, right? So, like, I think this was, like, at the end of the thing, when the people were, like, eventually released, right? So, okay. I'm trying to decide. I've been kind of tooling over in my head, like, what that actual experience was like, because, like, I feel like for the logic for me for Health, I was trying to decide, basically, if and what Helter did during that time, and if it was bad. Because, like, I said it was like a Lord of the Flies situation, and I think it was, but I feel like for Helter's vibe of, like, humanity fucking sucks and I hate all of it, it doesn't make sense for him to have been, like, one of the people who was, like, it feels like that vibe comes from someone who, like, saw a whole bunch of people do bad things and not did bad things themselves. Maybe it's just, like, Helter was the only one who made it out of that. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
There's almost like a air of suspicion in private circles, judgment about you. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I don't think Helter has ever, like, talked about what happened.
Perfect. All right. An article will be written.
I think Helter, like, writes a letter, right? Or something, like an email or something. If you ever done, like, commission work, you get, like, often when you get, like, stuff from the client of what they want, right? And so Helter has, like, sent those, even though they're not necessarily gonna happen. But I think they're, like, very weird. Early video game ads for, like, there was, like, that weird PlayStation ad.
Oh, like the PlayStation 3 where they were like, we have so much market dominance we can make an ad that's just like a white room with a crying baby in it and then the PlayStation logo.
Yeah, like there are a ton of these ads, like, for different consoles where they were just like, what if we, like, made video game commercials just really, really weird? Like, so, like, yeah, it's like stuff like that where it is very, like, halfway between commercial and, like art, sort of. But none of it is very good, because Helter's, like, not an artist.
Cool. I got something to run with. Hugh, what are you doing?
You know who I'd love to give a cheeky phone call to? Rainy Day. the quartermaster for the hive.
And so what is our goal? What are you going to tell me what role we're going to do, or are you going to tell me that later?
Sure. So this is a new long-term project. And the long-term project is called Find Investors.
Ha ha! We're gonna make this a 6-tick clock.
So I'm gonna call them up and find out if they've been putting aside anything for a rainy day.
There we go.
Happy to just have the opening be verbal on the phone with Rainy Day, just being like, Rainy, how would you like to be rich? And that can be the, I don't know, it needs to be more than that.
He takes your call. Do you like the sound of it?
Sounds great, right? It sounds so much better than the alternative. In our long history together, I've always known you to be a person who can sniff out a good deal, you know?
As long as it don't involve me getting in your cab and you driving me nowhere, sure.
The only place I'm driving you to is success, my friend.
Money's in it for me. What's in it for you?
Money. I know what it's like being a quartermaster. Sometimes some supplies fall off a truck. They slip through the cracks. It happens. Material gets redistributed. Maybe some of that comes to me, and I turn that small amount into a much larger amount. You ever heard of passive income? It's how the rich get rich.
Sounds almost like a bigger scam than this CalazCon.
Sure, but the good thing about investing is you're not the one on the wrong end of the scam.
You have my attention. I don't have time right now. Let's do another call. And I need a lot more details. What do you need? And what do I get as collateral till I get my money back? Go ahead and make a roll.
Okay, I think that's probably another consult roll. That's a 6.
All right.
Hell yes.
So
three
three ticks.
ticks.
We're halfway there. Oh, we're living on a prayer. You're not going to spend any material on that, are you?
It's not worth it. I'm going to save that. I think I want to spend some money afterwards anyway for...
Ruby.
Hello. My 2 long-term projects are recovering Bo Blue's deleted communications and investigating the damn antenna. I don't know how much help Tansy is on either of those.
I could help you train or schmooze.
Oh, yeah.
For like one of the
what's
like
up,
more
Atlas?
hacky ones, could you use Tansy as like the equivalent of like rubber duck debugging?
Oh my god.
I don't know what that means, but I'm very in.
Rubber duck programming is a thing where if you're ever stuck while coding, you keep a rubber duck on your desk or like, something similar, and you explain the problem to that duck, which then helps you figure out what is going wrong. It works so well, it makes me mad, and it's the reason I have an anime figure on my desk, just because it helps. The other ones are on my shelf, but that one is my desk buddy.
That's incredible. Okay, let's do that. For sure. Okay.
I kind of like that. I think I want to do the recovering deleted communications, just because I think that one I want to see where this ends up.
Yeah. Where do you want to come bug me? Maybe when I'm in the middle. Maybe in the middle of where I'm like stalking Clout9 on social media to like see what's the best way to butter them up. In addition to the bribe I'm sending.
You're scrolling through their social media, and I'm on a monitor to the side, just like. So the problem is that all of those sectors have been marked as null, but a null sector I have been able to figure out, but they seem to be marked as some sort of weird special null where they've been formatted to a completely different fucking format. But if I'm able to decode that, what format it's even in, I don't fucking know, then I should be able to crack that part of the drive, but also, it seems to be encrypted while also being 0, which I don't know how the fuck that's possible. But, the drive is functionally useless unless I can figure this out, so it's not exactly anyone else would have a use for. Are you listening?
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to rubber duck at you. I've been trying to break into some deleted encrypted communications from our ex commanding officer, Bo Blue, and it's not going well.
Tansy's kind of like she's following this part of it, but she's also why isn't Worm talking about the fact that what I did on the last mission could have gotten her deleted? She's She's like very in her feelings about it, and that's why she's being hesitant. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I just came to you because I figured like if anybody knew anything about like snooping and reading through deleted communications, I figured maybe you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
You seem like the type of person that knows how to. I mean, you're literally stalking someone on social media right now.
okay, that's true. Well, like, Worm, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm doing pretty good.
No, I mean, like, you're not. You're like, you just came in here and started talking to me about all of this stuff, and you haven't even talked about how, like, I'm talking differently. Now.
Oh, you are.
And also,
Sounds better.
thanks. Thanks. But also you're
Anyway, so when that null sec. Sorry, what?
like, so you don't hate me though? I mean, you kind of talked me out of a really fucked up thing that, like, you know, like, they could have shelved your program.
They could have shoved her down a million times now. I guess I didn't realize you actually cared, but like, no, I don't worry about it. I mean, come on, you know me, I'm gonna be fine.
Okay.
I mean, I might not, like...
Well, I'm glad to hear that, but okay, so what did you want to rubber duck about?
I don't hate you in any capacity, Tansy, and I just want to say, like, I didn't realize you'd be worried about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's literally the only thing that stopped me. You kind of saved me.
You stopped, didn't you?
Yeah. But if you hadn't said anything...
Tansy, this is war we're in, you know? If we stop ourselves and hate ourselves over every disagreement or every shouting match, then we're not gonna fucking get anywhere. We make mistakes, we fuck up, we get in the heat of the moment. I mean, Christ, we're only in this situation with the fucking Farm Upstate because someone didn't communicate the mission to me properly and I didn't ask for details. Like, we've all fucked up. And you stopped.
Thanks.
I don't know if that helps.
No, it helps. It helps.
You don't sound convinced.
No, I am. It's just hard. I have a lot of feelings and it's too much.
I know, you guys have so many fucking feelings.
I'm sorry. I wish I could delete them.
Honestly, I wish I could too. Mine are kind of hard-coded in there. I think she just, like, taps herself on the forehead and it makes, like, a metallic clunk, even though she's, like, just from the speakers.
Trust me, Worm. I'm feeling better. I just, the rest of it will take a lot, I think, to kind of get through this. But you helped, and I was supposed to be helping you with something, wasn't I?
It's fine. I can yell at Helter. Helter doesn't listen.
Wait, so you wanted me to not listen?
I just needed to talk at somebody. I know that Helter zones out like half the time I'm talking to I'm talking to them, and that's fine. That's kind of the point. Okay,
I can go back to scrolling on this person's page if it would help you. I can shut up.
It's fine. I'm sorry for making you worry. If you want like an apology or something, it's really easy to get like a bunch of bots on social media. I can just gas the fuck out of those pictures of Kitty Hawk. Like that'd be, whatever you want. Oh. I'm happy to.
Really?
I mean, I can. Probably.
Okay.
Give me like 20 minutes. Like it's easy to roll up new accounts.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, you don't need to apologize. It's cool.
Okay. Wow, I thought you... Guess you want to do it yourself. That's right. People like to do things themselves.
Nice. Let's go ahead and see if that helped.
Yes. Oh, God. This would be probably a consort?
Yeah.
That's
yes!
a 6!
You got a 6!
Wait, can I spend? I'm gonna spend a thing to make it up to get it up. Yep. I like the idea of being like, do it yourself. Oh my god, I've been trying to brute force it. You can't fucking brute force it. You have to do it yourself. like that, just like that stupid line is like the breakthrough. Like, I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm not a hacker as Ruby, but I think that's what gets Worm.
Sure, that makes sense.
Oh, you have to do, like, you specifically have to do it from this specific the specific terminal with a keyboard. I need someone with hands.
I need someone with hands.
So, you decrypt the emails, and essentially, Bo Blue and King Rat have been going back and forth. They had a relationship where they were friends, and since the war started, Blue has kept King Rat out of trouble, and King Rat has made sure that the Farm Upstate doesn't just get looted on a regular basis. All of this has been like King Rat has played along because he wants amnesty from the DFS. He's trying to come over to the other side.
Son of a bitch. And we ruined the potential of that. And he's been... Fuck.
It's okay, this won't be our base much longer.
I love the way you think.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can kind of go and check out the emails, and essentially there has been kind of a vermin person on standby, and Bo Blue has run lots of interference after the last couple of run-ins to make sure that the vermin don't ruin their good thing.
Wait, so is this like a protection racket, basically? Like they're protecting us?
They're not protecting you from anyone else, but they have an idea of some of the stuff you have, and they know about a particular cannon, and they haven't come to get any of it because Bo Blue is very clear.
Bo's been vouching.
That's probably going to undermine your ability to come on side.
I see. But before this, they were protecting Farm Upstate. Before we fucked our relationship?
So
is that
the vermin are looters.
Just so I understand correct?
And they haven't been protecting the Farm Upstate. The Farm Upstate hasn't been a target.
Okay, it's that Bo has been vouching for us because she has a relationship with vermin. That makes sense. Then I don't have to feel bad. I felt really bad because for a second I thought what you were saying is that they had been the reason our base had been secret.
And,
cool.
And
fuck
your base,
them. Thanks, Bo.
Your base is not secret
this.
to them.
Excellent. I forward this information to Verbal immediately.
I like the idea that, like,
Wait, subject line, there's a rat. And when you open the email, there's a little boom.
Nice. I think you just get, like, a pretty simple message back, which is like, this is fucking great work, Worm. Like, keep it up.
Oh god, Worm is, like, so chuffed in her little monitor. She's so proud of herself.
What's your final downtime activity?
I already filled that long-term project. I also don't want to cut loose because I want a cool scar. But
we all just want to get so fucked up.
Oh, can we say that maybe, like, this is something that Cafe does to try and cheer Tansy up?
Absolutely.
Like, this is before they've had a conversation about what actually happened, so Cafe Noir doesn't know that that's probably not a good idea. But Cafe is a sweetie.
She don't want to be right.
Do I have to roll for that?
Just mark a check under
Fortune.
vehicle enhancement.
Just mark.
And last but not least, Helter. What are you doing for your downtime? And actually, this is not last but not least. You guys should think about what your cohort does.
Can I pitch for the gun dog's special ability that we start a long-term project that is like make goo grenades for the other squads and just have the gun dogs work on it?
Oh yeah, like they start manufacturing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a 4-tick clock.
We are taking them into production.
Just finessing that horrible transition into corporation status.
Yes.
First time's free.
Gotta start somewhere.
Oh man, can we definitely fill this? Can we definitely fill this so that we
shit.
can be posting in chat, being like, "Hey everyone, we've made new gear for you. We're finally doing the R&D thing."
Oh,
I
that would be
so
great.
desperately want to do
Yes.
that.
Okay,
I want Nat everyone.
how many dice do the gun dogs roll?
1.
Just one? Okay.
We gotta gas the shit
But,
out
I mean-
of that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Helter could help.
Wait, Helter's downtime first. I'm just gonna level here. This is the most effective downtime I've ever seen in all my years playing Blaze in the Dark games. We deserve one bad idea.
I can't remember. Do we live? Verbal doesn't live here.
Verbal lives here.
Okay. Then I think this is like, maybe you're just like sending that message to Worm where you're like, great work, Worm, or whatever. Keep it up. And you're like walking into your room and the lights are off and Helter's just laying on your bed, not like sideways on your bed, just like waiting for you to come in here.
Wait, are we cohabiting? Is this a reveal?
Helter's just like shown up in your room because he doesn't have concept of personal space very much.
Yeah, totally. I think, God, I really want it to be almost like I collapse into the bed and then turn the lights on and then you're just next to me.
That's actually great. Yeah, it's that. It's exactly that.
Okay, so it's me lying in the dark, and then I'm like, I love the idea I have one of those like clap-on lights, you know? Just like exhausted after a day of like insane posturing and like maneuvering to get myself like promoted, and then laying in the bed, the like clap comes on, and then you're just next to me and I'm like, fuck! Helter, okay, what's up? You know what? What's up?
You talked to Worm.
We're doing great things, Helter, and I'm so excited to bring you on board. Did you also talk to Worm? Would you like to talk about what you talked about with Worm with me?
She said that we both said the same thing in the end.
Okay, what was the thing you said?
She's better than she thinks she is.
Yeah, can't agree with you more. She could be doing...
And that she should eat a hand.
Okay, I didn't say that part.
The hand that feeds her.
Yeah, I can work with that. That's fine. The hand that feeds is the DFS, right? Like, we're just when we... Okay, great. Yeah, then, yeah, that's fine. Same message. Is there more, or can you
plans.
leave my room now? I am so tired. I have such big plans, Helter. And I want the opportunity to be there for you. Can I spend a personnel point here to do some resolve training? Just alongside this scene. It's not going to be additional scene, but we have the points, and the last time I did resolve training was with Helter, and I love the idea that every time we have a conversation, it's just me trying to get better at manipulating people.
It's really good.
Okay, sorry, just doing that. Helter, have you ever worked for the private sector before? What would you say your favorite thing about working for the private sector is?
I have my fingers back.
Sorry, you have or you had? Which tense?
And like holds up both of his hands, and they're like both have all of the fingers now.
Helter, between you and me, are you cloning yourself?
Does it count as cloning if it's not alive anymore?
Yes. Are you cloning yourself? There is huge fucking money to be made in cloning, my friend. Let me tell you. We could be...
I don't know that I care about that.
Okay. How about if that money is being used to fund whatever research you like? No red tape, no ethics boards, no oversight from anyone, just whatever you want to study. That's what I want to offer you. I want to give you the tools and the facilities you need to figure out whatever, and just like gestures up and down at you, like whatever this is.
And like Helter pulls his glasses up so that you can see his new weird eyes thing.
That's so fucked up. What is wrong with you? I love it.
And just like a big smile, right?
Yeah.
And then like puts the glasses back down. I like you, Verbal.
I'm starting to really like you too, Helter. I didn't know that I was going to, but you are truly fascinating to me.
I hope in the end I can take you with me.
I hope so
And then just
too.
like gets up and starts to leave.
Okay, great. Amazing.
Okay, now I'm gonna roll.
I was sort of hoping you were going to spend the night. I'm going to be honest. When Helter
mean-
was like,
I mean, if
I
you wanna
like
walk
you,
that
Verbal,
back-
I was like, oh, okay.
You know, I'm down for that if we want to walk that back.
Just like claps off the lights.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Damn. Woo. I'm flustered over here.
Okay, let me roll. A 3. That's only that's one off of 2. It's so close. Yeah. So I think the thing that makes the most sense I know we just got trust, but like we did just talk about like sedition, basically.
Yes, totally.
So I think we lose some trust from the.
Sedition is very much been planned for a while.
We took sedition and seduction, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Wow.
God, this fucking party.
Wow.
I can't wait to explain to my monster fucker partner that I have hooked up with the kaiju.
Okay.
I think the scene setting for this whole role is like this is what the Gundogs have been doing in the background, like when all this stuff that we've been doing today, like in the background shots, they're all like
Yes.
working on the
that's
working
so
on
good.
the grenades, and then like at the very end,
like-
they're like what is the thing that they need to like come to Helter to like get the final touches on?
They need more of the cocoon material.
Okay, yeah,
Because you're the
great.
only one who
yeah.
produces this, right? Like,
Yeah,
And
'cause
is
that's
that
true.
in that body you just recovered?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
oh my god!
Oh my god. Oh.
We're good at games.
Chekhov's corpse. Because the issue here is that one corpse may not be enough to produce all the chitin we need, right? We probably need to figure out, like, the chemical breakdown of this in order to synthesize it.
That's not
What
what I
if
thought you were
Worm
gonna
just,
say.
like... What if Worm just, like, hijacked folding at home, or the equivalent of it, for a little bit?
I thought you were gonna say we should just kill Helter.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. I
Also,
thought
that was where this was
too.
going.
Yeah,
Wait,
I was
now
so
hang on, that's also
Yeah.
funny. Is that an option?
I think if we were to do it... So in the lore, I have set up that Helter sheds the body when he transforms. So I think to do this logically, I would need to spend a stress. 2 stress to like transform and transform back.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Which if we had done this before the roll, I wouldn't have
I was
overindulged.
just thinking, damn our order of
Damn
operations.
it.
Is this a self thing that you're doing, like willing, or is somebody else like doing the
Helping?
Yeah.
I guess another thing we could
I
do...
can't really do much about this. I don't have hands.
Okay, a different pitch. We have enough of the material and stuff, but we need someone to like distribute it to the rest of the squads, and so it's verbal like rolling to like do the distributing thing.
Hell yeah, I could roll a consort or something to like go schmooze with, or not schmooze because that's a specific action, but like it's me going to do the pitch to everyone.
Right.
It's me showing up with our, the like science fair threefold.
Brochure.
Oh my god, yeah.
I love the idea. It's that it's doing the little presentation about it.
Because you have like a diorama
I
with
think,
you
like,
that like
Yes.
has a little mini one that like makes a little hole in the diorama floor.
Yes, I like press the little lever and the tiny pilot drops out of the the mech, and then we have to put it manually back in before we do the next demo.
Holy shit. We are going to have to explain things to
Yeah.
people.
Okay. Okay. Can I get away with another
Let's
consort
do it.
roll?
Let's do it.
Okay.
This is the best downtime
No,
fucking
for real, this is
ever.
epic.
There's a 6.
Hey.
Hey!
Goo grenades are rolling off the production
Holy
line.
shit.
Yes. Great
Oh
work,
my
everyone.
Gosh! We did it
We
all!
are
We are
We did
indeed.
it all!
We did it.
We spent 9 personnel this session.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We have a fun-filled episode coming up for you. The Farm Upstate has created all kinds of trouble. Signing off, this is Mo, Atlas, Hugh, Ruby, and Valmina signing off.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited by ScienceBird. You can find them on Twitter as @Vetero. That's VETARO. Sound balancing for this episode was done by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at cvblight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.